Good morning, dear friends. How are you all? Hope you're all fine. We're meeting after 3 4 days, I think so, because we too were also a little busy in the SSLC examination to complete, and by the grace of God, SSLC examinations were completed nicely, and the result yet to become that we are expecting the better and the good result itself. Let us see what are the things are going to take place, how the children have performed, and I congratulate all the students, those who are listening to me right now, because you are all so-called, you were considered as a junior 10th class, and instead of a junior, now onwards you are all considering as a senior 10th class students, because you are the senior most students of our high school. So far your seniors were there, and now the seniors are moved towards the college, so therefore they are considering as a junior in the college, and the juniors are considering as a seniors in high school. So my dear senior 10th standard students, so let's concentrate towards the next poem, or the first poem of your English language or English textbook. That's a grandma climbs a tree. First lesson already we have completed. As you know very well that we have completed entire the lesson while making some discussions regarding the question answers which comes in exercise. That also we have noticed, and what sort of this hero, the character of a hero, and how many characters are there in a lesson called a hero. And even I told you that if you want to know more information about this lesson, so please you can go through the serial called Malgudi Days, and in that Malgudi Days there is a particular episode related to this hero lesson itself, so that you can watch it out, my dear friends. Okay, now let's concentrate towards the first poem of your English, which is being written by the Ruskin Bond. So Ruskin Bond, he is one of the most popular and famous poet in entire the English world, and various poems, various novels, various stories has been written by Ruskin Bond. So Ruskin Bond here, he is expressing about one of the experiences which he has experienced with his grandma. So what sort of his grandmother was, that all the things in detail he tried to explain with us, or he tried to share with us. If I ask you the same question, how is your grandmother, and what is the unique quality your grandmother is having, then you start to think for a while, and you start to remember many unique qualities in your grandmother. The people, those who are having the grandmother till now with you people, so you're all very lucky, and those who are not having, those who are missing their grandmother, need not to miss it out. They are always being with you only. You just remember them for a while, or else you close your eyes and remember your grandmother, she'll appear in front of you. Whatever the things it is, if I ask you the question, what is the unique quality, or in which field your grandmother is a genius, you may think and say that my grandmother is good at telling the stories, my grandmother, she was a genius in cooking, or my grandmother, she was a genius in weaving some of the craft work, handicraft work and all. In that she was really very genius. And my grandmother was very genius because she used to have the attractive face. So therefore, whenever we are in the stress or the trouble, if I see my grandmother's face, I used to be a very happy one. So overall, many thoughts will run in our mind when we remember about the grandmother. So here, the Ruskin Bond's grandmother, she stands something different only, different than the other things. Does your grandmother, she knows about to climb the trees? Okay, she may knowing about to climb the trees and all, but does she prefers, rather than to live in the field or on the ground or living in the home, she prefers to be living in the trees? That's very rare combination we can find that. So does your grandmother knew about riding bike or bicycles and all? Maybe, but yet she hadn't tried. Okay, so such kind of the thoughts will run in our mind. But whereas the Ruskin Bond's grandmother's story is completely different from our grandmother. So what is the opinion of Ruskin Bond about his grandmother, that we are going to concentrate in the stanza number 1 to stanza 3. It is not paragraph. When we are discussing about the poem, we should call it as a stanza. When we are discussing about the lessons, we should have to call it as a paragraph. Okay. Overall, 3 stanzas. Today's class we are going to complete that, and tomorrow's class we are going to complete 3 more stanzas. 3 more stanzas. Total 6 stanzas are there. So first stanza. My grandmother was a genius. You would like to know why? See, the word which he has used to his grandmother is a genius. You know, my dear friend, my grandmother, she was a genius. She was an extraordinary personality than the others. She is quite different from the other grandmother. She was really a genius one. Would you like to know that why my grandmother was a genius? Let me tell you that why she was genius. Because my grandmother, she is so called as a genius. ನನ್ನ ಅಜ್ಜಿಯನ್ನ ನಾನು ಜೀನಿಯಸ್ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀನಿ. ಯಾಕೆಂದರೆ because the reason is she could climb trees spreading or high. See the things that she could climb the trees, whether it is a spreaded one or the high. It means whether the trees are widened one or the tallest one, wide width one or the tallest one. She could climb every sort of a trees very easily. There was not at all a single tree which she has left or which she has not tried in our area. So every sort of a trees she could climb very easily and very faster manner. So for expressing that word, he has used that because she could climb trees spreading or high. It means widened or the taller one. The widened trees in the sense, you know that the trees which are going to be considered like this, which are having the widened one, or the taller one in the sense the trees which are there in the taller form. So she could climb out the trees which is widened one or the widened taller one, which means every kind of trees she can climb very easily. Then again, she would be up there branches in tries, and mind you, when the last she climbed a tree, she was 62 years. See the things that you know that my grandmother, the moment when she started to climb the tree, you may not believe that she will be up on the branches within the tries itself, a tree effort. So first time, if you are going to put a step on the tree, then one effort it is, then second, and in the third effort itself she will be on the top of the tree. So that much of a fastest and that much of easily she could climb out on the trees. ಎಷ್ಟು ವೇಗವಾಗಿ ಆಮೇಲೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಗಿಡದ ಮೇಲೆ ಹೋಗಿ ಕೂತ್ಕೊಳ್ತಿದ್ರು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಬರೀ ಮೂರು ಹೆಜ್ಜೆಗಳಲ್ಲಿ, ಬರೀ ಮೂರು ಸ್ಟೆಪ್ಸ್ಗಳಲ್ಲಿ, ಮೂರು ಹೆಜ್ಜೆಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಆ ಗಿಡದ ಮೇಲ್ಗಡೆ ಅಥವಾ ಗಿಡದ ತುದಿಯ ಮೇಲ್ಗಡೆ ಹೋಗಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಅಜ್ಜಿ ಅಥವಾ ಅಲ್ಲಿರುವಂಥ ಬ್ರಾಂಚಸ್, ಟೊಂಗೆಗಳು ಅಂತ ಏನು ಕರಿತೀವಲ್ಲ, ರೆಂಬೆ ಕೊಂಬೆ ಟೊಂಗೆಗಳು ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಲ್ಲ, ಆ ಟೊಂಗೆಗಳ ಮೇಲೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಅಜ್ಜಿ ಹೋಗಿ ಕೂತ್ಕೊಳ್ತಿದ್ರು. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಆಶ್ಚರ್ಯಕರ ವಿಚಾರ ಏನಂದ್ರೆ, ಎವರ್ ಸಿನ್ಸ್ you are going to get a astonished one if I tell you that my grandmother, when she was 62-year-old, that was the last moment when she has climbed up the trees. ಸೊ ನನ್ನ ಅಜ್ಜಿ 62 ವರ್ಷದವರು ಆಗಿದ್ರು. ಕೊನೆಯದಾಗಿ ನನ್ನ ಅಜ್ಜಿ ಗಿಡವನ್ನು ಹತ್ತಿರುವಂಥ ಸಮಯ ಯಾವುದು ಅಂದರೆ 62ನೇ ವಯಸ್ಸೊಳಗಡೆ ಆ ಗಿಡವನ್ನು ಹತ್ತಿದ್ರು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾನೆ. ಓಕೆ, 62. Ever since childhood she had this gift. This is what the things which you have to remember, my dear friends. One, at the age of 62 she climbed up the tree, and when she was a childhood, it means when she was around 6 years old, since then onwards she learned to climb out the trees. 6 ವರ್ಷದವಳಿದ್ದಾಗ ಅಥವಾ ಅದಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಚಿಕ್ಕವಳಿದ್ದಾಗಲಿಂದ ಕಲಿತಿರುವಂತಹ ವಿದ್ಯೆ 62 ವರ್ಷ ಆದ ನಂತರವೂ ಕೂಡ ಅದನ್ನೇ ಪಾಲಿಸ್ಕೊಂಡು ಬರ್ತಾರೆ. ಸೊ 62ನೇ ವಯಸ್ಸಿಗೆ ಕೊನೆಯದಾಗಿ ಗಿಡವನ್ನು ಹತ್ತಿದ್ದು, ಪ್ರಥಮ ಬಾರಿಗೆ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದು 6ನೇ ವರ್ಷದಿಂದ, ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಚಿಕ್ಕ ವಯಸ್ಸಿನಿಂದ ಅಂತ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. Okay, which is the really very rare gift which the grandmother had for being happier in a tree than lived. So my grandmother, she used to feel very happiest one to live in the trees rather than in the lift. ಈ ಲಿಫ್ಟ್ ಮುಖಾಂತರವಾಗಿ ಮೇಲೆ ಹತ್ತೋದಕ್ಕಿಂತ ನಮ್ಮ ಗ್ರ್ಯಾಂಡ್-ಮದರ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾದರೂ ಗಿಡ ಇತ್ತಂದ್ರೆ ಗಿಡದ ಮೇಲಿಂದ ಗಿಡದ ಮುಖಾಂತರವಾಗಿ ಮೇಲೆ ಹತ್ತೋದಂದ್ರೆ ತುಂಬಾನೇ ಈಸಿ, ತುಂಬಾನೇ ಸಂತೋಷದಾಯಕವಾಗಿತ್ತು ನಮ್ಮ ಅಜ್ಜಿಗೆ. ನಾಟ್ ಮೈ ಗ್ರ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಮದರ್, ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ರಸ್ಕಿನ್ ಬಾಂಡ್ಸ್ ಗ್ರ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಮದರ್. Okay, let's see the second stanza. And though adagyu, as years went by, even though when she is becoming a quite older one, when she is becoming a more mature one, the years are passed. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ವರ್ಷಗಳು ಕಳೆದಂಗೆಲ್ಲ ವಯಸ್ಸಾಗ್ತಾ ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ. She would be told that climbing trees should stop when one grew old, that growing old should be gone about gracefully. Then most of the people, though it may be her age mates, though it may be from her relatives, though it may be from the family members, many number of people visited her, many number of people have informed her that you need not to climb the trees because you are not younger, you are the older one, and how the age is going to become old, how you are becoming old, like that your activities, your behavior, it should be a very graceful one. ನೋಡಿ, ಬಹಳಷ್ಟು ಜನ ನಮ್ಮ ಅಜ್ಜಿ ಹತ್ರ ಬರ್ತಿದ್ರು, ನಮ್ಮ ಅಜ್ಜಿಯ ಏಜ್ ಅವ್ರು ಇರ್ತಿದ್ರು, ಕೆಲವೊಂದಿಷ್ಟು ರಿಲೇಟಿವ್ಸ್ ಇರ್ತಿದ್ರು, ಕೆಲವೊಂದಿಷ್ಟು ಫ್ಯಾಮಿಲಿ ಮೆಂಬರ್ಸ್ ಇರ್ತಿದ್ರು. ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಬ್ರು ಬಂದು ಅಜ್ಜಿಗೆ ಒಂದೇ ಮಾತು ಹೇಳ್ತಿದ್ರು, ವಯಸ್ಸಾಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ, ವಯಸ್ಸಿಗೆ ಆದ್ರೂ ಮರ್ಯಾದೆ ಕೊಟ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಗಿಡಗಳನ್ನ ಹತ್ತೋದನ್ನ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಮಾಡಿ, ಗಿಡಗಳನ್ನ ಹತ್ತೋದು ಬಿಡಮ್ಮ, ವಯಸ್ಸಾಗಿದೆ, ಮುದುಕಿ ಆಗಿದೆಯಾ, ಬುದ್ಧಿಯಲ್ಲಿಟ್ಟಿದೆಯಾ ಅನ್ನೋ ರೀತಿ ಒಳಗಡೆ. ಹೋಪ್ ಯು ಆರ್ ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡಿಂಗ್, ಡೋಂಟ್ ಮೈಂಡ್ ದ ಥಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ವಾಟ್ ಐ ಆಮ್ ಸೇಯಿಂಗ್, ಬಿಕಾಸ್ most of our students are going to understand in our local language itself. Therefore, I have used it out, and you not to get a confusions, my dear friend, because the many number of people, they are coming and they are informing that you should be, when you are becoming the older one, you should be a very graceful. See, being at this aged person, I think I am around 32 33 year old, 33 ವರ್ಷ ನನಗೆ ನಡೀತಾ ಇದೆ. ಸೊ ಈ ಟೈಮ್ ಒಳಗಡೆ ಜೋರಾಗಿ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಮಳೆ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ಹೊರಗಡೆ ಅಂತ ಅಂದಾಗ, ನಾನು ಹೊರಗಡೆ ಹೋಗ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಮಳೆ ಒಳಗಡೆ ಕುಣಿತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ, ಡಾನ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ, ಚಿಕ್ಕ ಮಕ್ಕಳ ಥರ ನಾನು ಗೋಲಿ ಆಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ ಅಂತಂದಾಗ, ಡೆಫಿನೆಟ್ಲಿ ದ ಪೀಪಲ್ ವಿಲ್ ಸ್ಕೋಲ್ಡ್ ಅಟ್ ಮೀ. ಜನ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಕೂಡ ನನ್ನನ್ನು ಬೈತಾರೆ, ಬುದ್ಧಿಯಲ್ಲಿಟ್ಟಿದೆಯಾ, ವಯಸ್ಸಾಗಿದೆ, ಕಾಣೋದಿಲ್ಲ, 32 33 ವರ್ಷವನ್ನಾಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ, ಸಣ್ಣ ಹುಡುಗ ಆಗ್ತೀಯಾ ನೀನು, ಯು ಆರ್ ಅಬೌವ್ ದ ಟೀನೇಜರ್ ಅಂತ ಮಾತು ನಮಗೆ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. The reason is very simple, yeah, because we are becoming we come across that age. ಆ ಗೋಲಿ ಆಡುವಂಥ ಏಜನ್ನು ಕಳ್ಕೊಂಡ್ಬಿಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೀವಿ. ಮಳೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಡ್ಯಾನ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡೋದನ್ನ ಆ ಏಜನ್ನು ಕಳ್ಕೊಂಡ್ಬಿಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೀವಿ. ಆ ಗಾಳಿಯಿಂದ ನಾವು ಆಟ ಆಡೋದನ್ನ ಅದನ್ನ ಆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಏಜ್ಗಳನ್ನ ವಿ ಕಮ್ ಅಕ್ರಾಸ್, ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟೆಡ್ ಇಟ್, ಬಟ್ ವಿ ಕಾಂಟ್ ಡೂ ಇಟ್ ನಾವು. ಅದನ್ನು ನಾನು ಈಗ ಮಾಡೋಕ್ಕಾಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ, ಯಾಕೆಂದ್ರೆ ಮಾಡಿದರೆ ಜನ ನಗ್ತಾರೆ ನನ್ನ ಮೇಲೆ, ಎಂಥದಪ್ಪ ಇವನು ಈ ಏಜ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಹೆಂಗೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾನಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ. ಆ ರೇಂಜಿಗೆ ನಾವು ಹೋಗ್ಬಿಡ್ತೀವಿ ಅಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ಅದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ಆ ರೇಂಜಿಗೆ ಹೋಗೋದಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಬಿ ಎ ಗ್ರೇಸ್ಫುಲ್ ಒನ್. ಅದು ನಮ್ಮ ಎದುರುಗಡೆಗೆ ಆ ಹುಡುಗರು ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಂತಂದಾಗ, ಲೆಟ್ ಅಸ್ ಸೇ ದೆಮ್ ದಟ್ ನೀಡ್ ನಾಟ್ ಟು ಡೂ ದೀಸ್ ಥಿಂಗ್ಸ್. ಈ ರೀತಿಯಾದಂಥ ಬುದ್ಧಿ ತಿಳುವಳಿಕೆ ನಿಮಗೆ ಹೆಚ್ಚಾಗಬೇಕು ಅನ್ನೋ ರೀತಿ ಒಳಗಡೆ ಬಹಳಷ್ಟು ಜನ ಬಂದು ಹೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಜ್ಜಿಗೆ. ಓಕೆ, she would laugh and say, ಹೇಳಿದ ಮೇಲೂ ಕೂಡ the granny used to laugh at their words. ಅವ್ರು ಹೇಳಿರುವಂಥ ಶಬ್ದಗಳ ಮೇಲೆ, ಅವ್ರ ಮೇಲೆ ಅಜ್ಜಿ ಒಂದು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಮುಗುಳು ನಗ್ತಾರೆ, ನಕ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ, well, I will grieve, I will grow disgracefully, I can do it better. Well, if you are thinking to climb the trees and to be like as a childish one, if you are thinking it is a disgracefully, then I am good in the disgraceful activities. ನಿಮಗೇನಾದರೂ ನಾನು ಗಿಡಗಳನ್ನು ಹತ್ತುವುದು ಅಥವಾ ಈ ಸಣ್ಣ ಹುಡುಗರ ಥರ ಇರುವುದು ನಿಮಗೇನಾದರೂ ಇದು ಎಂಥದ್ದು ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಂತ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಅನ್ನಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ಅಂದಾಗ, ನಾನು ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ತುಂಬ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿದ್ದೀನಿ, ಐ ಆಮ್ ವೆರಿ ಫೈನ್ ಇನ್ ದಿಸ್. ಸೊ ಪ್ಲೀಸ್ ಶಟ್ ಯುವರ್ ಮೌತ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಡೋಂಟ್ ಗೈಡ್ ಮೀ ಎನಿಥಿಂಗ್ ಎಲ್ಸ್, don't say me anything else. I know better, I know the things that in which I am finding the happiness, that I am going to do in a better manner. That's what the granny informed to everyone, and the people, those who were there, they need to agree with her. Then again, for in all the garden there wasn't a tree. So there wasn't a tree in the garden that where she couldn't climb up. Okay, there wasn't a single tree where she hadn't to be climbed up. ಇಡೀ ಗಾರ್ಡನ್ ಒಳಗಡೆ, ಮನೆಯಲ್ಲಿರುವಂಥ ಗಾರ್ಡನ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಗಿಡ ಉಳಿದಿರಲಿಲ್ಲ, ಯಾವ ಗಿಡದ ಮೇಲೆ ಅಜ್ಜಿ ಹತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ. She climbed all the trees at one time or another. ಅಲ್ಲ ಇನ್ನೊಂದ್ಸಲ ಮತ್ತೊಂದು ಒಂದು ಗಿಡದ ಮೇಲೆ ಮತ್ತೊಂದು ಗಿಡಕ್ಕೆ ಆರಾಮ್ಸಾಗಿ ಹತ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರು ಅಂತ. Then again, into bracket, there is very special information which we need to understand. Having learned to climb from a loving brother when she was 6. So this is what the things which we have to underline and make it understandable. One reason is very simple, because in your examination for 1 mark, this question is going to ask overall in the next year also, if they, because of this pandemic year, how the exams have become completely spoiled, especially SSLC examinations this year. OMR sheet, they have to bubble out and all, examination pattern itself completely disturbed and spoiled out. If this is not being taken place, then this poem for your examination as a summary, they are going to ask for 4 marks. 4 out of 5 marks you are going to face it out. Okay, summary poem it is, which you have to understand the summary of this poem, not to by heart it. Okay, when she was 6-year-old, then onwards she started to climb up the trees. But it was feared by all. But everyone were scared of this. When she was climbing the trees, when she wanted to climb up the trees, the people, those who were there in surrounding of us, everyone were feared, everyone were scared of. Okay, that one day she have a terrible fall. The outcome was different. Why? Where in town she climbed when while we were in town. Okay, it should become we were in town. She climbed a tree and couldn't come down. So then we all were scared of climbing the trees and all, because the granny, she wanted to climb the trees and we were asking her to not to do these things. Because she may not get the terrible fall from the trees. In case at this age, at a 62-year-old, if she is falling from the trees, then you can understand the things that the bones may not be joined again. Okay, because the bones are going to lose its calcium, or the bones are losing its capacity to joining. So because of that reason, she may get terrible trouble. So they were preventing her to not to climb the trees. But unfortunately, one day when we all the family members were not in the area, we were not in our home, we had been to the town. ನಾವು ಊರೊಳಗಡೆ ಇರುವಂತ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನಾವೆಲ್ಲರೂ ಕೂಡ ನಮ್ಮ ಹಳ್ಳಿಯನ್ನ ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಒಂದಿನ ಊರಿಗೆ ಹೋಗಬೇಕಾಯ್ತು. ಕೆಲವೊಂದಿಷ್ಟು ವಸ್ತುಗಳನ್ನು ತರಲಿಕ್ಕಾಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಫಾರ್ ಸಮ್ ಫ್ಯಾಮಿಲಿ ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಅದರ್ ಥಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ಇಟ್ ಮೇ ಬಿ ದೇರ್. ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾಡ್ ಬೀನ್ ಟು ದ ಟೌನ್. ಊರೊಳಗಡೆ ಒಂದು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಸಿಟಿಗೆ ಹೋಗಬೇಕಾಯ್ತು. ಮನೆ ಒಳಗಡೆ ಅಜ್ಜಿ ಒಬ್ಬರೇ ಇದ್ರು. ಬಟ್ ದ್ಯಾಟ್ ಡೇ ದ ಗ್ರಾನಿ ಶಿ ಕ್ಲೈಂಬ್ ದ ಟ್ರೀ, ಬಟ್ ಶಿ ಫಾರ್ಗಾಟ್ ಆರ್ ಶಿ ವಾಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ನೋವಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಹೌ ಟು ಕಮ್ ಡೌನ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ದ ಟ್ರೀ. ಅವತ್ತಿನ ದಿನ ಏನಾಯ್ತು ಅಂದ್ರೆ, ಅಟ್ ದ ಏಜ್ ಆಫ್ 62, 62ನೇ ವಯಸ್ಸಿಗೆ ಏನಾಯ್ತು ಅಂದ್ರೆ, ಆಕೆ ಅಜ್ಜಿ ಗಿಡದ ಮೇಲೆ ಹೇಗೋ ಮಾಡಿ ಕೂತ್ಕೊಂಡ್ಬಿಟ್ರು, ಅದರ ಕೆಳಗಡೆ ಇಳಿಯುವುದು ಗೊತ್ತಾಗ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಮರ್ತು ಹೋಗ್ಬಿಟ್ಟಂಗಾಗಿದೆ, because of age factor. Then she had been on the tree itself. So ಅವಾಗ ಆಕೆ ಗಿಡದ ಮೇಲೆನೆ ಉಳ್ಕೋಬೇಕಾಯ್ತು. ಅದಾದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಯಾರಾದ್ರೂ ಬಂದು ಆಕೆನ ಕಾಪಾಡ್ತಾರೋ, ಅಥವಾ she is going to jump from there, she is going to remain or not. Many things are there which we need to discuss. So please wait for the stanza number 4, 5 and the 6, in which we are going to reveal entire the poem and its summary also. So please by heart and remember the summary of Grandma Climbs a Tree. Hope you are understanding. If you understood the things, subscribe the channel and send some of the comments of yours, so that I can get inspired and I can go ahead again with some more good informations with you all. Thank you.